What's up, Bohemia with Bohemian Stars and Ocean Heart Readings. We are doing a live pick a card. I'm still waiting to get my little charger replacement for my computer, so I will be doing more lives as that's what I need to do for space. But it's also fun because that's how I started out on this channel, was doing kind of live pick a cards. So I have different people. Hi, Phyllis. I have different people. Hi, Tarisha. That like different styles. So some of y'all really like the live pick a card. Some of you prefer the pre-recorded. So we'll keep a mix of both. Hi, Natalie. Hi, Rainbow. Hey, everyone. What's up? What's up? Happy weekend. Happy new moon coming up. So this will be fun. We're going to do a little Boothang reading. We're going to check out cards for you, cards for them, and see if things are matching up and just where both of y'all are coming from. And we got some juicy, sparkly crystals here. You're so welcome. Thank you for encouraging me to do the rainbow. The rainbow. Thank you, Rainbow, for encouraging me to do the mermaid reading sooner. You don't gotta. Yes, watch for future reference. Yes, you can totally. I mean, we could project a little bit. As like, here's the thing. Daydreaming is fine, and even deluding ourselves a bit if we're in on it. Okay, that's hashtag Pisces. All right, if we're in on the delusion and we know that we're just like, okay, let me just imagine if I was with this person. Sometimes, you need a little fantasy. That's fine. I'm all for a healthy fantasy. So if you want to do this for a potential partner, you can form the question how you want with pick a cards in certain ways. Like you can ask your guides, like, okay, what would the next person be like? Or if I dated this person, what would it be like? So it's you and them. I did you and them because I don't know, when it's you versus them, it feels weird to me. So I'm like, I don't want y'all to be opponents. That feels like Street Fighter. So you and them, this other person, let's see what the connection and the vibe is. You can even do it to check with like a friend if you feel like they're starting to catch feelings for you, all kinds of things. Healthy fantasy. Let me see. I gotta slide this so I can read your comments a little bit. Yes, the tea, but sometimes be merging your spirit guides, bringing it back. Yes. I hear you. I'm happy because I found my little trident. I had left it in one of my books, and so I was like, oh, I need it. Found it, relocated, done. Look, I want to show you guys this too. My little incense thing got plugged. So look, real sea witch, real Pisces here. I'm using a seashell. Yeah, so baby magic went down for her nap. So let's get it popping, right? Okay, so for number one, we have this glorious, I mean, look at that juiciness, labradorite. Number two, we have this yummy, yummy blue calcite. Well, here, let me do the show. Look at that. Isn't that glorious? Okay, they're all look at, I love them all. This is actually Himalayan sea salt, and I've had this for years, and I would use it on after I would do readings, like in shops and live. I put it on the table to clear the energy, and I kid you not, no matter how juicy the other stones were, people would always be like, "Oh my God, what is this crystal?" And I'm like, "It's salt," but it is. It's powerful and magical. And then we have aquamarine, which I already said Pisces. So I love all of these. So I can't really sway you either way. One, two, three, and four. All right, and we're gonna get into it because I want to make sure I can get through these readings live. Yay! Thank you guys for watching and for all the love you've been showing. We got a lot of new subscribers. Thank you for the fam. Get to know each other down below. There. Let's see what. So we're gonna have. I have certain cards here that are for you, and ones that are for them. Okay. So I use two different tarot decks, two different oracles, and then you guys have archetype cards and Lenormand. So energy, you have Enchantress of Reverse, which is the Queen of Pentacles reversed. You have Chivalry. You have the Rider with the Whip. Oh my God. A curated belief that you are the only means through which a cause can succeed. All sides. Can you guys see that in the? Let me check here. Make sure you can see. I tightened up this little tripod thing, so hopefully it won't be crazy. Like last live, it was being crazy on me. Okay, so we have the Six of Angels, or the Six of Swords for their energy. We have religious factors. Look, I'm cracking up. Y'all got the whip and the rider, and they're over here trying to be religious. What? They got a healer. The light attributes would say passion to serve others by repairing the body, mind, and spirit, ability to help transform pain into healing. And they got the bear and the garden. All right. So this, you know what? This is almost like an opposites attract kind of energy where like your energy is coming off a lot more. Definitely like the caretaker. There's kind of a Capricorn energy. Like you know how Capricorns, if you're with a Capricorn, they'll take care of everything. They want to do everything they're supposed to do. They kind of start controlling everything a little bit though, and then they kind of get a little bit domineering and bossy. They might even be dominatrix a little bit in the bedroom, but they feel like, well, I'm doing this for the best of us. Like this is romantic, you know, me taking care of all this practical stuff, like it's romantic. So some of you, you have a little bit, you know, depending on who you're dating, they might see it as a control issue. But you feel like, no, I just know how to handle things. I know what the rules should be. I know the proper way to do this relationship. And I just think that me having a plan is really, you know, respectful. I think it's romantic. Now, them on the other hand, there's a big nurturing energy here. There's also the feeling that maybe they've been through some kind of really tough past, like relationships, or even, or that they've witnessed it. Maybe their parents kind of had a toxic, abusive relationship, and that this person really is kind of afraid of, like, they like healing and nurturing people, but they're kind of afraid to go deeper with other people because to go deeper would be to open their own trauma and to experience a deeper level of themselves. So I feel like they're very supportive and nurturing, but we do kind of have these archetypes of almost like the provider and then like the person, the nurturer who stays at home, like the person who kind of makes all the decisions here and the person who needs to go along with it more. Now, what I'm seeing that we're hitting up on though is you might be a little bit more experimental than this person is. You might be more taboo and want to challenge. Like, you might, like, for instance, you might not have any problem if there's like an age difference or a difference with religions or whatever it is. You might kind of like maybe even get off on like challenging your families or something, and they could have an issue with it where they're just like, no, I don't like to rock the boat. They could definitely not want to make their mom upset if their mom is very like religious or like culturally like, you know, kind of cliquish or something. I'm feeling like some of you maybe their parents, like they might be like first or second generation or something in the country that you're in. Maybe they're like immigrants, or you know, there's just differences in your cultures or your neighborhoods where you're from, and so they might be used to kind of like different, just different ways of being in their life. And I feel like they don't want to really disturb their family and their social circle so much, not because of a bad reason, but just because once they're comfortable, they kind of stay that way. They could definitely have some Taurus energy. So yeah, there could be some Taurus over here. There could be some Cancer over here, like kind of like more signs that are more practical and are very emotionally kind of connected to what their family and like the people that they live around and grow up with and stuff think about their life. Whereas with you, I feel like you feel like if I'm coming in and doing what I'm supposed to be, I'm riding on my white horse, like I should have the say, I should be able to uproot their parental connections or whatever. Like you just kind of want to scoop them up, go off, do the dirty, handle your business. Now there could also be financial concerns. I think this person's more concerned with the vibe and how things fit together, and maybe spiritual concerns. And right now, like you're like, look, I need to know that we kind of match up in each other's roles. I need to know that you fit my life plan. I need to know that you fit like our sexual types line up. But other than that, you're not really overly concerned about like if your races match or if your spiritual beliefs match and things of that nature. You might be like, whatever, I'm open, we can figure that out. So that could be a bit of a contrast here. Overall, I think that if you guys work on your like kind of the separate hangups that you have, like this is almost like two puzzle pieces that can fit together very well. I would say don't be too domineering with them. I think that they could be easy for you to kind of bowl over their energy. You might not think so, but I think they're kind of more impressionable. Like look at this card. They're kind of easily swayed by others. They could have Libra, and that could be frustrating with you because maybe in some ways where you're strong and like you're the boss and you take charge, and that you wouldn't let other people affect your decisions for the relationship, they would. But they really like to like consider all aspects of the situation. They also still have, like I said, some inner hurts and traumas that they're kind of operating from. So they might be a little bit slower to connect, or they might just cling to what they know on things. Overall, I feel like there's a lot of caring and healing energy. And in your different ways, you both kind of want to save each other or heal each other and like work together. You just express it differently. So yeah, I think those opposites can work well together. It's kind of like Capricorn and Cancer energy, learning to find their median point together. So you guys might end up having a dynamic where you are okay with one of you working, one of you staying at home, one of you handling like business, one of you handling other kind of like social matters. You might make up your own kind of dynamics like that. But yes, I would address if there are spiritual differences, cultural differences, and kind of like don't dismiss those or belittle them or act like they're not a big concern or that they're beneath you, because to this person they do matter. And by, it's part of who they are. And so that's the thing. We can't just say like, oh, I don't see color, like that kind of thing, because they're like, no, this is part of my identity and who I am. So maybe you are just openly spiritual, but they're like Catholic and it matters to them. It's part of their, it's woven into their heritage and all of this. So, although you might strongly be like, that doesn't, I'm not trying to get caught up in that, we do have to kind of honor where the other person's coming from. So I do see a little bit of a pause. I think they want you near and close with them. There could be there's still kind of pause moving forward into new relationships or moving into the next step though at this time, okay? So I think you're just ready to go. You're ready to go and you feel like, well, if I handle all the burden of the transition, they should be okay with it. Like if I handle finding the new house, if I pay for the ring, they should be okay. But so it's like, no, there's more to it. They have to kind of emotionally and spiritually catch up to feeling like that vibe is right before they charge into it. So just focus on that. Also, don't feel like you have to overly like use your finances or your body or your position at work or something in order to get this person, because I don't think you do. Some of you might, maybe if you haven't like fully established a relationship, you might think that you have to be like this, like, like sex fiend or something. You have to be in perfect shape. You have to have more money, have expensive clothes in order to get their attention. And I really don't think you do. I think that they're actually, even if maybe they have that all together, like if they're like a Virgo or something, they're all like dressed. And so you think, oh, in order to get this person, I have to be like, expensive or something. I don't think that's the case. I think they're very much a nurturer. They like to have heart to hearts with people and they like to have real connections with people. And you'll get closer to them quicker and in a more deep way if you appeal to them in that way. Okay, you guys kind of have a little bit different love language. All right, so they'll have to understand that you sometimes do things that are helping them in the like the real world, and maybe you give them like money, you take them food, you do like these kind of physical things, and you might want to help them out in their sex life. You might bond through that experience more, and they might want to share their family traditions or cultural religious kind of things with you or those kind of things, and that is how they would express more, or take you to social events even if you're like, oh my god, I don't like your friends. So there is a little snapshot check-in of how your energies are kind of working with each other at this time. You can take that information to see if there's adjustments you want to make, conversations you guys need to have, ways that you can kind of be easier on your partner, things of that nature, so that you can kind of get the result that you want out of this connection. All right. All right, number ones. Let me know how you guys like this reading, if that was helpful to you. I mean, it's always good to know stuff, even if we just log it away for later, right? Now, number two, where are my stones? I put them back. Number two is this juicy blue calcite. Thank you for hitting the like. So for you, your cards, you got the Fool. I love this one because he's so damn dramatic. Look at that. Why? This is for all of you who are like, why am I incarnated? What is going on in this love life? Like, you guys are dramatic. Um, you got maturity, which is funny after that Fool. You got the Snake and the Ring. So y'all are ring hunting, okay? You got the Mystic. And you're also on a spiritual vibe. Revels in intimate union with the divine. Okay, so that could definitely be why some of you guys are like, it's like you're new here, but you're old souls. And so it's kind of hard for you to balance wanting to go out and date and like all of this kind of stuff and your spiritual your spiritual side. Some of you straight up are do have done magic or something, done manifesting in order to call in like, no, I want this commitment, I want this relationship. I feel like your guides and your ancestors are helping you and teaching you how to pull this about. Their energy, they have the Four of Hearts, which is the Four of Cups. It's called depression in this one, which is, I think, a very cool take, because when we see the traditional Four of Cups, it's like, oh, this person's not accepting their opportunity. They're just pouting around. But sometimes, no, it's like legit depression, why we can't accept things, that are coming our way. We have the honeymoon card. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. We have the thief card, but in the light attribute. So let's see. Sheds light on the potential wealth within you that can never be stolen. We have the journal and the crossroads. So they're really having a hard time personally. I think they have, a sweet energy for you, but I think like they might feel like they're wrong for you, or like that they could ruin your happiness or something connecting to you. Like their energy isn't right. They're not feeling healthy. Like they want this new start. They want this romantic, thing. It's like they have things they want to like confess and talk with you and communicate with you, but they're really at the crossroads because they also know that their own, kind of mental, emotional, spiritual health isn't where it's supposed to be. Now, for some of you, I am getting they might have had someone who recently crossed over. Maybe they lost a loved one, kind of that thief of time, and that they didn't have enough time to spend with. It could have even been a little further back, it doesn't have to be more recently, but they could have had a significant loss that really affects how they are in their relationships with others and makes it hard for them to decide to go down that path. So you both have kind of like this longing and this like this fulfillment that you're looking for. I think yours is more just a longing for, being kind of like yours is more like a big gigantic spiritual longing. Like you want this partner, you want your spirit to feel at home somewhere. You're very like, maybe just kind of out of sorts being incarnated here. And with them, I think they are trying to find a wholeness within themselves, within their own spirit, and to learn how to heal and like let go of things. Because the next card would be the Five of Cups, which is like letting go of grief and depression and stuff and getting past that. So I wouldn't take it too personally. Like if you guys have misunderstandings, if they go MIA, of course we don't want to take any emotional abuse or anything like that if it's a negative situation, because people can lash out. But I feel like in this situation, this person, it's just hard for them to kind of face the day sometimes, or to like keep up with others, and to like I think it happens when they get close to people. Look at all of these hearts. It's like they get close to people and then they just can't do it. Like they don't have a lot of emotional space that they can like dedicate to giving to others for extended periods of time, even when they really really want to. So it's like that honeymoon phase is good, but then they peter out and they don't know like what they should do. Like, am I a bad person if I stay with this person when I know that I can't do this right now? Should I go down the further path? Maybe they want to do that, but so they get kind of overwhelmed, I think. And I've known a lot of people like this too, where they have big hearts. They're, people really love them. They have a lot of charisma. They have a lot of opportunities for partners, but inside they kind of feel like something is broke, and there's some things that they've been through that they just don't know how to heal yet. And until that happens, if they do force themselves to be in relationships or try to follow, when they do feel good, when that down cycle comes, it kind of, wrecks everything. And so I feel like that they kind of can go into a bit of a self-sabotage sometimes, and that might be why they're keeping distance, or they don't want to make certain commitments. With you, I think also that you're like you have maturity and wisdom on your side. I think a lot of times you can kind of figure out what's going on with them. I do feel like you kind of want what you want though, and you know that you're strong and powerful and you can do it. Like a lot of you are brujos, right? Like that you can make this situation kind of happen. But I feel like this person is, I don't know, they're kind of vulnerable in a way, even if they don't seem like it. Because we have all this red, right? They can be passionate, they can make you mad sometimes, they can really fuck up, I think. So I feel like, yeah, you just have to be really careful trying to pull this together. I think this is a situation that would need more time. It would need a very practiced hand if you're trying to do, attraction energy, because sometimes that is helpful to kind of pull the attraction out of you and them, and like help your spirits join together and have harmony. But it can take a real practiced hand doing stuff like that magically. So it's kind of like know where you need to know what you do know and what you don't know spiritually, and when you're manifesting in things. You have to, be able to really sit with your guides, sit with your ancestors, and if they're telling you no, don't push it. Don't let those emotions get in the way. Don't, she has to really keep herself aligned and look at all the whole picture, because this person, they are kind of, it's kind of like a dis-ease when we're not at ease with ourselves spiritually and emotionally. And I think that they're going to take a while. For some of them, this person might be for years that they're not going to kind of get this figured out. All right. Now, if you're already with this person, that could definitely be difficult. I would just say, like, I would really listen to them. If they're saying they're not ready to have a child, or they're not ready to do, the next step, maybe you're engaged, but they're delaying getting married. I think that they know themselves, and I think that they know it's not about you, and that can be very hard to accept. But it's like, remember your individuality. Remember that you're this eternal soul coming down and having this experience, and try to look at it from that point of view, and not take their pains to heart against you, or make them personal when they're not. Because I feel like that's when this person could take off and leave. It's a little bit like Sagittarius energy, like when Sagittarians want to bond with people, but then they like have their own stuff they have to go out and experience. Just the way their energy is, they have to like live life and go out there and experience things to grow. Yeah, so it's like, keep your cunning, keep your wisdom, about this situation. It's not saying deny your needs or anything like that. No, it's totally okay to let people know, like, this is what I need right now, this is what I want. Just be aware that it might not always match up. Now, for some of you, this is going to be a little bit more temporary. Maybe this person's just had a really bad time, or they're just, it's just been a hard few months. Some of you might have a partner like that just had a baby or is recovering from surgery. So it's like, you'll get back to that honeymoon phase with them if it's been a particular incident that that happened, but give them their space. That's the biggest thing for this one, is like, don't take it personal. If you love them as a soul, if you really feel like this is your partner, you have to let them have their human experience, and kind of get through that when they can. All right. So, and I think that your spirit really wanted to help them do that. And I think that even their ancestors talk with you to try to help you guide as you're helping them. So you have a big effect that you can really bless them and send them love and growth and stuff spiritually. So I would use that energy that way, and try not to get into the anxiety and like torment of like, oh, they're not responding, and like obsessing about me the way I want them to, because that they'll feel that and it will contribute to their depression. So if you can't do that, I would say cut the energy off and pull away from them. You just don't want to send any overwhelming spiritual energy to them, okay? That's kind of deep, but that's real talk when it comes to, people who have big psychic and spiritual energies. We do have some kind of responsibility sometimes when we're dating people. All right. So for those of you who chose number 3, like, the room is quiet over here, y'all. Number 3, them and you and them. Make sure I got it. Thank you. Thank you, Rainbow. Thumbs up. Yes, please. All right, for you, we have the Five of Swords reversed. I like that. You're done with the arguing, done with all, the static in your ear from people. Ooh, perfect, with boundaries. I love it. Look at this person. They're fierce. They're like, she said, oh boy, here we go. All right, look at that look. Defiant. You said, what? Done and done, yes. But this is like, you know what? You don't even have to address it anymore. Ooh, I'm doing a whole video based on this song, A No No by Mariah Carey, right? But she says, what did she say? It isn't even worthy of a slick reply, right? So that's just like, not even worthy of it. Because you have like the tiger, right? Your solar plexus, but it's balanced with the owl here. There's a shield, there's still a heart, right? She's still got the rosy cheeks. There's still love and affection and passion that she feels, but she's keeping control of it, right? She's within her own boundaries. We have the lady and the mountain again, like literally, boom. Some of you blocked. You blocked them. You blocked them, or you. She's like, okay, yes, right? She's still smelling the roses though. Look. Victim reverse. Listen to what this says. Playing the victim for positive feedback in the form of pity, inability to maintain personal boundaries. So this is great. Some of you, the red, the passion, yes. Some of you have been like, you know what? I'm freaking tired of playing the victim. Like, even if I have legitimately been victimized, I'm tired with it. I'm done. I'm not playing that role in this interaction anymore. I'm done with it. I'm going to own my own power. I'm going to own my own strength. I'm not going to let you play the victim to me and make me the bad guy. I'm done with that. And so you're really putting your boundaries up, cutting off communication. Like this is like, psh, this is so in sync, this reading on your side. Like, done. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to talk about it. You were like, there is a mountain high enough to keep me from getting to you. Okay, and so their energy, they have the Two of Pentacles, flexibility. They have healing family issues. Uh-oh. The child and the sickle. Look at how their rose is dead. Oh, look at that. And then they have the prostitute. It's in the light form. It says accentuates. I can't talk today, y'all. Accentuates the challenge of surviving without negotiating the power of your spirit, which is very interesting because then we have the Two of Pentacles, which is all about negotiations, being flip floppy, flexibility. So I feel like, and then there's the family issues with the child card. So some of you have children with this person. Some of you, they did go and sleep outside the relationship. You've been dealing with that. Some of you, it's just like they just have the family that just kind of destroys your guys' relationship, or they feel like they can treat you wrong one minute because, oh, this is what I've been through, and then the next minute they're like, oh, let's co-parent, let's find balance in our relationship, I'm gonna give you money. Like, what? It's just craziness. It's so unstable. It's all over the place. So um I feel like it's good to maintain boundaries with this person. Now they're gonna come back sometimes and seem very like childlike and innocent. Oh, we're fixing this. I'm on some new stuff now. I cut out the old stuff. It's good. Oh, I cut off that, but the other baby mama, the other baby parent, and like it's just back and forth. No, I feel like they're still messy, you guys. So if you're checking in, I feel like they're still messy. If you're thinking about getting a relationship with this person, I would not get caught up in that where they get you to compete against their other partner, like their ex-partner, or they get you to start playing like competing against their parents. Like some people have to triangulate to have a relationship. All right? And that's real talk. So I feel like this person, that this is what they do. They can't maintain balance themselves within a relationship, so they try to like make something that you guys can, like a challenge with another party involved, so that you are like focused on that, and it gets those insecurities going, right? And then you don't look at the full situation of how toxic their stuff is until you're too caught up, right? And then now you're in the mess. Maybe you have a child with them, or yep, emotional cancer. Yes, so this is just like letting you know. I think it's very good you put boundaries with this person. I don't feel like this is a healthy person to get into a relationship with. You're Scorpio. Oh, good. Scorpio knows how to put boundaries. Yes, I feel like I don't know, it's just kind of a messy situation. Now, some of you are still co parenting with this person, and I feel like kind of the full extent of boundaries is good to have with them at this time, until they can extensively show that they're not, dating toxic people, having messed up family issues, that they're not financially stable, three children, one on the way. Yup. Yep. So I do. I think it's very good to allow them to, some of you, this is kind of random. Some of you, they might even be pressuring to like get an abortion, or like it's weird. It's like they're not fully involved, but then they'll come out of left field and try to make big decisions for your life and family and put you in a very difficult situation. So boundaries are excellent. I would definitely document things. It's kind of like don't argue with them and don't fight. Definitely don't have any negative communication in writing with this person. Just like don't let them trigger you. Don't let them get you caught up in the he said, she said, try to make you mad because their mom don't like you or something. If you're not involved with this person, I would definitely say like swerve. Like don't don't get caught up with this person. Because I don't know, they're just not a healthy person to date. They're really not. They're really, really not. They might have children on the way. They might have a whole bunch of issues. They could have some addiction issues. Sometimes, yes, they come and they get enlightened, and then they put forward this good energy. I mean, a lot of people have good to them, right? A lot of people do have good to them, but are they good in a relationship? No. If you're already in a relationship with this person, you might need some couples therapy. You definitely have to keep strong boundaries. It might be time for you to take control of your personal side of the life while they're figuring out their stuff. Thank you. I always nail it, always. Thank you, Rainbow. Yeah, I think it's time for you to get as much control and autonomy of your side of the situation as is possible in your particular situation. Now, if they need to go and fix their issues and how much that you feel is safe within, because of course this is a general reading, so there's a spectrum of energies. That's for you to decide, and I trust you'll make the right decisions for your life and for your children if they're involved. But this is just to really support you. So sometimes the readings come off with very intense messages because spirit guides are like, no, we really want you to know this because later on you're going to need to remember that, right? Yeah, so you go for the control and the boundaries and don't be afraid to set them and kind of own that space. Don't let them kind of play you basically because they will. They'll play all different angles from the oh my gosh, you're so awful, whatever, you're destroying the family, to the then they'll go to do what they can do whatever they want. You can't judge them, and then they'll go to like, oh, I'm so vulnerable, I'm so innocent, it's my family's fault. So yeah. Yeah, and really if it's not your child, I wouldn't get involved unless, you need to put boundaries because the child is being harmed. I do feel like some people are going to need to you might have to put boundaries with custody, or you might have to like let them know that you're not going to be around seeing a child not being taken care of, that kind of thing, like if they have a child with somebody else, okay? So yeah, that's the reading for you guys for number 3. Let me know. I wish you well. I'm glad you're putting up your boundaries. Just stay strong because those times are difficult. All right, for those of you who chose number 4, we have Aquarius. Oh my gosh, there's some Aquarians for this one. We have Aquamarine. What's up? What's up? Okay, let me get your cards here. So for you, we have the Siren. We have some Pisces, some Capricorns in this group. This is the Devil card traditionally. We have the Rainbow Reviver. So you guys are trying to reclaim your energy, even as you might be doing some things that are a little bit taboo. Some of you are like, I'm coming out. Like, let me release all of this, you know, guilty kind of energy. Look, yes, because you got the Gambler. So you're just going to start taking a chance and letting yourself try to become free. It says willingness to follow intuition even when others doubt you. I like that. A little bit of the Fool energy on there. And then we have the Anchor and the Stork. So some of you were tied for a very long time to others. You were dealing with karmic cycles. You were, maybe that was why, like you might have been around people who wanted you to act a certain way in a relationship, or maybe even this partner. And now all of a sudden you just have this like revelation, like, no, I'm not going to play this role anymore. I'm going to change and allow myself transform. And this partner might be like, what? You have the Eight of Pentacles reverse, the Eight of Trees, which is Virgo energy over here for them. This could be the one. Okay. The Cross and the Ship. So you guys definitely have a very karmic relationship. We got the Anchor and the Cross. And Child, the wounded child. It says awakens compassion and desire to serve other wounded children, opens the learning path of forgiveness. Okay, I feel like a new phase for you guys. I do. I feel like some of you might have had a rough time because you needed to switch things up and kind of change and develop. Maybe, it's almost like midlife crisis sometimes, right? Or maybe you had your spiritual awakening and you're just like, forget it, whatever. Some of you, I even think you went outside the relationship. You might have been like, you know what, this has been miserable for so long. Or you guys were on a break and you were like, that's it. Like, I'm taking a break. I'm going to go experience myself because, me just being miserable, it's not helping the relationship. It doesn't make you happy, doesn't make me happy. So some of you had like time apart and then you're coming back together. Some of you, you haven't done that yet, but you are like, you're wanting to just change things up like very dramatically in your life. You're wanting to embrace yourself more and just kind of grow and develop in a way that maybe you couldn't within the relationship before. Some of you are definitely wanting to try new things. There could be sexual awakenings coming up, just wanting to party. Some of you might feel like you guys got very serious very quickly and you missed the more fun side of things. Some of you, maybe you've been married a long time and you guys got together in like college or high school or something. So you're like, man, I want that youthful kind of time, to experience myself. I think you're doing a very good job if you've been trying to like cleanse the energy of the relationship and get rid of like old, even your own personal like old energies and stuff. The Rainbow Reviver is about that, where you just kind of channel in kind of like all the chakra colors, right? All the colors of the rainbow. You're bringing in all those energy fields, getting balance, getting a good energy. I think that you guys are starting to like no issues of codependency and let those go, and then the things that were taboo that you actually like, maybe embrace those a little bit more, not being so afraid of like I don't know, just like anything that's a stigma. Like I said, it could be something sexual. Maybe you never developed certain things sexually, or maybe you were afraid to show your spiritual interests or something because they were demonized. So I think you guys are kind of becoming more emboldened. You're like, fine, I don't care. I'm not a mermaid. I'm a siren, and I'm happy about it, right? And just kind of go with that. So I think it's good. It almost feels like karmic timing for you. So some of you just had maybe your Saturn return is over, and now you just feel like, you know what, I know who I am, and I'm just going to step into this. And if you love me, you're going to embrace me on this path. You're going to embrace all these different sides of me. I don't want to feel like I'm compartmentalizing any part of myself to you. So some of you are further on that path, and some of you are just starting that. With this person, though, I feel like right now they might not be doing the work. They could be going through unemployment themselves, or just feel like they haven't there's sirens going. So yeah, they might have their own like kind of little emergency situations that they're dealing with. You know, they don't have a job, or their health isn't the best right now. I think in the past, maybe they didn't put in the work that you wanted to see in this relationship. But I think that you going and doing what you need to do in your life and just living out loud, it has the right effect on them. Now, they definitely feel, karmically tied to you guys. Like there's a meant to be feeling that they feel for you. They have, this could be the one. They just kind of have their own stuff that they deal with sometimes. And but I feel like together, like they want to move forward with you. They want to learn how to be there for you in the right ways. They realize that they just don't do the work correctly, and that they need to figure out how relationships work and how it works now that you guys have changed things. So overall, I think they have good intentions, because this is saying awakening compassion and desire to serve the others. So and opening the learning path of forgiveness. They might really be wanting your forgiveness right now. Maybe you're out here doing whatever you do, you guys are broken up or whatever because they messed up, and so now you're like, I don't care, I'm be sexy on the gram, like shoot, I'm living my life. Some of you are just like, whatever, like, glow up me. And so I think this person is realizing how far that they fell short in certain ways, and they know that they need to work on that. So I think it might take them a little bit of a minute, because sometimes it's like they feel sensitive about it, right? And they might not, they're kind of flailing, they don't know exactly how to do like what it is that you need them to do. But it's kind of like when you are wanting, like, let's say the couple's arguing about dishes, and you're like, well, I want you to want to do dishes. It's like they're at the point where they're like, oh, I'm supposed to want to help. Like they're getting it now. They're starting to realize. So they might not know how to do it right all the time, but they're becoming more aware of those karmic lessons. They're becoming more aware of their own like inner reasons of why they fuck shit up sometimes, or why they miss certain cues with you. And I feel like they're ready to like try to learn how to rectify that, right? So it's going to be kind of a small process. This is Virgo energy, right? Earth sign energy has to learn detail by detail, bit by bit. They have to understand why it is that you need that, what the new rules are of the relationship. If you guys have had like a breakup and a get back together kind of energy, or if you've changed a lot since they've met you, it could be good to let them know. You guys might need to have a conversation redefining kind of the terms of the relationship, or what you expect or want. They might not really understand what it is that you want in a relationship. And I think it's good to just be very direct about that. Yeah, and I think they have a little bit like abandonment issues kind of thing. So they might not always respond the best when they feel like, they might not express it well when they feel insecure, or when they feel jealous, or like you're very attractive to others and you're out there living your life and have this big bubbly energy and all this, and they might not always respond the best way to that. So I think they're having to kind of reparent themselves and kind of talk themselves through that. But we have, this is the one, you already met the romantic partner that you seek, and we have with the cross here. So it's tough for them to learn these lessons. Maybe they have like North Node in Libra or something, like they don't know relationship dynamics that well. But I think that they are willing to start like addressing that within them. So that is your reading. Hopefully this information helps you, and you can put it into some use. We'll do these little check-ins and see what's going on both sides of the equation. And yeah, we can apply it as you need to. I think I might go live if people are wanting to do some live reads right now and do some live reads while baby's still sleeping. But let me know if you like this little setup of the reading, and like, share, subscribe, and comment. I'll process this video and post it afterwards, okay? Thank y'all. I'm gonna have to take you off the tripod to click off. And I'm gonna go live right now again. Oh wait, someone said. Oh, you're new here. Can someone explain to you how it works on this channel? I have kind of two different ways. I sometimes do live pick a cards, which I hadn't done for a while, and I do live readings where you can like pay $5 or more, and I'll answer your questions live. I also upload pre-recorded videos as well that are pick a card readings, and I'll be getting into more stuff like I used to do on my other channel about more magical, mystical things and stuff. So. Yeah, thank you for coming. Welcome. So I'm gonna click off of this one to end this pick a card, so it'll be a separate video on the channel, and then I'm gonna start another live for those who want live readings right now. Hi Joe, what are you laughing at? I miss